All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're taking a look at this absolutely fantastic story called The Roommates, Mr. Ghana and Mr. Nigeria. And trust me, it's a hilarious and, let's be honest, an all too relatable story about what happens when two totally different worlds and two very, very powerful mothers collide in one tiny apartment.
Now, before we get into all the drama, just a quick heads up. The author Elijah Christopher makes it clear that this is a work of fiction. It's this really cool mix of human creativity and some pretty advanced AI help. The point is to tell a great story, not to, represent entire countries. So let's just enjoy it for the fun, creative piece that it is.
So where does it all kick off? Well, like so many dramas in our modern world, it all starts with a single text message. A text that sends our main character, Tunde, into an absolute full-blown panic. Can you just feel the dread in that message? And you gotta understand, Tunde's panic is totally justified. The last time his mom visited, she completely rearranged his room, literally scrubbed his floors with a toothbrush, and grilled him relentlessly about why he didn't have a Nigerian girlfriend yet. That special Egusi soup, yeah, that's just the opening salvo.
But just when Tunde thinks things can't possibly get any more complicated, they do. Because it's not just one powerful matriarch showing up at his door, it's two. And this, my friends, is where the real fun begins.
And this slide just nails the contrast, doesn't it? On one side you have Mama Tunde, who rolls in with a mountain of luggage and the authority of a queen, her eyes immediately scanning for a single speck of dust. And on the other side, Kofi's Auntie Ama from Ghana. She shows up with one neat little container and a smile that could disarm an army. The story says the air just crackles with a silent, polite, but very real tension. You could cut it with a knife.
Okay, so once the introductions are over, all the pleasantries get tossed right out the window, and the real battleground is revealed, the kitchen. And what we're about to see is so much more than just cooking. It's a culinary war where every single spice, every pot is a weapon of national pride.
And there it is. That's the first shot fired. Mama Tunde, with that booming voice of hers, makes it crystal clear that she sees Auntie Ama as a surprise and maybe not a welcome one. The battle lines are officially drawn.
So here's how it escalates. Mama Tunde just takes over the main stove, humming a Nigerian church song, loudly. But Auntie Ama, she's not fazed one bit. She whips out her own tiny stove like it's a secret weapon. Suddenly, the kitchen is divided territory. And poor Tunde and Kofi, they're trapped in the living room, stuck in a no-man's land, caught in the crossfire of amazing food smells and some very, very pointed comments. All of this simmering tension, all this culinary one-upmanship, it all boils over at the dinner table. This is where the two young men face a choice that is, well, pretty much impossible. First up, Mama Tunde. She lays down the law. Notice, that's not a request, that's a command. Her fufu and her Egusi soup are on the table, and they represent Nigerian pride and a mother's authority. And then, Auntie Ama counters, just as firm, but with that gentle voice of hers. Her banku and tilapia are repping Ghana. So the choice isn't just about what to eat for dinner. No, it's about loyalty. It's about culture. It's about who you're gonna please. So what do? The story says Tunde and Kofi each take a tiny, hesitant bite from the other's mother's plate. But what's really powerful here is the reaction. The two women just watched them with this unblinking, unyielding glare. And the loudest thing in that room was the deafening silence.
And that, right there, is where this part of the story leaves us, on a massive cliffhanger. But don't worry, the story is far from over. Let me tell you exactly how you can find out what happens next.
So how do you find out what happens? It's actually super cool. The African Writer's Notebook, or TAWN, has this really unique way of publishing. The entire text for this story is published directly in the description field right below. You can literally read the whole thing right now and see how this intense standoff gets resolved. It's such a great way to discover amazing new stories.
And hey, if you enjoy this one, you are in for a treat because there is so much more on the way. The African Writer's Notebook is building a whole universe of these incredible stories. I mean, just look at some of these upcoming titles. The Juju Man in Canada, Jollof Wahala Babes, The Witch, and the Lagos Men. It is so clear that there are a ton of creative, can't-miss tales coming that you are not going to want to miss. Which brings us all the way back to the ultimate question. After hearing all of that, in this kitchen clash, whose side are you on?
Are you team fufu or are you team banku? Let everyone know your pick in the comments below, and seriously, don't forget to scroll down to the description and read the rest of this amazing story. You're gonna love it.